Alright, hey, Omega here, and welcome to another Sauron video, alright? And in this Sauron video, I've got a prickly, it's a show and tell for prickly battery wall, alright? That's what I call it, the battery wall, battery support bracket something, you know, it's the front part that holds the battery in, okay? And it holds the controller, like, it's a pretty important part, I say, okay? And I broke it on my bike, alright? And apparently it's kind of a common thing to break. This is a 2018 Sauron Lightbeat MX, and if you don't know, this thing has been through a lot of battles, alright? And I've broken literally almost every part on the bike, and, well, obviously the battery wall had to break, alright? We'll take a closer look at it in a bit. I got this from Segron Universe, alright? My first time ordering with them, and they delivered, is what I'm going to say. This was $70, alright? It's made by Prickly. This is the first Prickly part I've purchased, okay? It's made out of stainless steel. It's very strong, alright? The original one is made out of like this really lightweight aluminum stuff that breaks really easily. Yeah, this will not break, okay? So, and then I got this battery support foam, alright? This is like a OEM Sauron part, alright? I was planning to put this on with this, alright? I think there's a plastic plate that goes on it. I'm gonna take that off of the old one and put it on here. I think I also think you gotta put the tilt sensor bracket on here because that's where the controller mounts also, okay? So let's take a closer look at these guys. Alright, like I mentioned, I got the battery wall, that's what I call it, a battery wall, for 70 bucks, and I got this for 6 bucks, okay, the foam, alright, the foam that supports the battery. Alright, it would be nice to kind of get a little more space in there is what I'm going to say, but whatever. Anyway, I'll show you what's wrong with my bike and how this is going to fix it, alright? So let's take a closer look at it. Okay, first let's do a quick unboxing of all our ingredients here that I'm going to use to repair my bike. I actually raced with it in this condition. I guess it's not that big a deal, but you know, like I said, it's a very important part, alright? It holds your freaking battery in. Okay, so there it is. It's got this foam part over it. Let's take this off. Let's get some kind of support thing here. Okay, there it is. Very nice. Ooh, very nice craftsmanship. This is the first prickly part I've ever bought, guys. So I've heard of them for a while now, you know, and I'm aware, you know, they make some pretty trick parts for the Sauron and the Talaria. Okay, and then here's the foam thingy. Okay, it's just a sticker, guys, so that's why I bought it. You're definitely not going to reuse it if you take it off the other one, right? I believe this goes in... You know, I don't really know, guys. So it has some kind of purple thing taped to it. Alright, guys? I guess maybe when we get the old one out, I'll figure it out. But I know there is... Oh, man, it's stuck on here. I don't know what this is for, that they taped it on here. Could have just put it in a separate bag, you know, but it got to me fine. Okay, so there's this 3D printed plastic thingamajigger here. I honestly don't know what this is for. We'll figure it out. It looks like it goes. I'll figure it out. So I believe this goes on here like this or something like that. Yeah. Okay, that goes like that. And then you've got the plastic little battery bracket that connects here, okay? And then the batteries, this is supposed to support the battery. Okay? And you just kind of tape it on there, all right? But we'll have to put the other thing on first, okay? So that goes with that. All right, so this is what broke on mine, guys, all right? So, and apparently it's a common problem. These are the upper supports, all right, or the upper bracket for the battery wall. All right, it's basically this part right here. Okay, so I believe this one goes like that. It's made exactly the same way. It's just made out of stainless steel. Okay, I believe you have to reuse these threaded inserts. Okay, or else you're not going to be able to screw it in. Maybe I should have bought brand new ones. Okay, let me read up on this a little bit. Let's figure out what that purple thing is. So here's some features of this bad boy. All right, pretty nice. I think that's about $80 if you buy it from Prickly itself. So you can get it from Segron Universe, where I bought it from, or you can get it from PricklyMotorsports.com. Okay, guys. So here's some of the features from their website. It's made out of 2mm stainless steel laser and form bent for maximum precision, rigidity, and corrosion resistance. Okay, so it won't rust. It provides, and it's strong. It's strong and it won't rust, guys. It provides a solid foundation for supporting larger, heavier aftermarket batteries. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, so the stock Sur-Ron battery weighs somewhere in the neighborhood of 15, 20 pounds, somewhere around there. All right, and then aftermarket battery I've weighed is about 30. They're anywhere from 30 to 35 pounds. Okay, guys. And some even higher, like 40, maybe 50 pounds, depending on how big a battery you got. Aftermarket battery, all right, guys. Yeah, some of us need more battery, and some of us don't need more battery, all right, depending on your riding needs, all right. But yes, this is stronger than the stock Sur-Ron part, so it should be able to support bigger, heavier batteries. And I did install a bigger, heavier battery on my bike for Virginia City Grand Prix. Maybe that was contributed to it, right? Also, if you guys want to know how this happened, I was installing my EBMX X9000 controller, and I noticed, hey, why does this, what is this bracket thing here? Oh, my bracket is broken. Okay. So, and then I was like, oh, that's not good. So now the only thing holding up my battery right now is this part right here. All right, this part is bolted to the frame. All right, and these aren't here anymore, so the battery could just flop front and back. All right, I've been riding it like that, but that's not ideal. Okay, guys, one of these days the battery, I do notice the controller can flop forward, and then the front fender does it hits the controller's heatsink. Okay. It provides a solid foundation for supporting larger, heavier aftermarket batteries, like I mentioned. Maintains stock mounting holes for breaker and controllers. Okay, it comes with a breaker spacer for easy install and removal of the breaker. Okay, so I think that's what this is. All right, this is the breaker spacer. It has this little purple 3D printed thing, and I believe it's the inside, right? Yeah, I believe it goes in here somewhere. Okay, right here. Something like that. Yeah, I don't see where that lines up, man, but maybe like that. Aha, there we go. That's how it goes. Okay, guys. Okay. So that's the scoop. Maybe when I go install it, we'll figure out what that thing is for, all right? But that looks like the way it installs, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and install it, and then I'll show you what my old one looks like, and then we'll try to install the new one, okay? But it's kind of nice. Definitely, you know, Hades Mega is planning to get a fancier, heavier battery in the future, so this is probably a good modification. I have to say, the old one hung in there for, man, how old is my bike now? 6 years? It hung in there for 6 years, so, you know, I think it did a good job. Alright, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna go take my old one out, and then we'll put the new one in. So if you guys don't know what attaches to this, there's this foam thingy, alright? There's that plastic protector battery thing, slider thing that goes on his side. Okay, and then the breaker. The breaker attaches here, and also the battery leads. Okay, the connector, and the wiring harness for your battery. Yeah, the main one. It's actually attached to this. Okay, it's zip tied onto there. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to zip tie it back on. I am planning on upgrading the battery and the wiring when I get a new battery, whenever that happens. All right. So yeah, I'll go ahead and install the old one, and then we'll compare it to this one, and then I'll install a new one. Okay, and before I go, I just FYI, if you wanted to buy a stock, an OEM battery wall or battery support bracket, whatever they call it, front mounting plate, you know, whatever they call it, you can get one from Sur-Ron for $28. All right, from places that sell Sur-Ron parts. All right. However, at the time, at the time that I I needed the part, none were available. Okay, guys. So it's not a very easy part to get, and you see how flimsy the stock part is. It'd probably be a good idea to upgrade to a better one. Okay, so that's why I went and bought the prickly one, so this doesn't happen anymore. All right, hopefully it doesn't. Okay, so yeah, I had the choice to buy a stock one, but I don't know where to get one. All right, they're not available right now, so this is the next best thing. And also, this is kind of like a made-to-order part from Prickly, so I think it took me about 2, almost 3 weeks for me to get it. Okay, guys, so but hopefully it'll be worth it. All right. Okay, first thing to do obviously is remove the battery. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. Very simple. Okay, I've got the Lightspeed battery in there. We just had the Santa Rosa indoor flat track race. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, that was so hard to get out. I need to put some kind of lube on that. Yeah, this battery's kind of hard to get out of here because I got these knee thingies here. Okay. Probably want to turn the breaker off, but the other battery has a breaker too. And just in case, I will fire up the bike while the breaker is flipped. Make sure there's no power. Okay, you saw the lights go on, and then they went off. Well, the gage's still on. All right, there we go. It shut off. Now I know there's no power in the system. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to proceed to uninstall the controller slash battery wall. Remember, the controller is mounted onto it, so it's a pretty important part, guys. Not gonna lie. So the controller brackets are actually mounted onto this thing, so I'm gonna have to take all the stuff off, unfortunately. Everything's gotta come off. And this controller is a pain in the ass to install, man. I found that out. Okay, you can see I've got the controller uninstalled. Oh my god, it's gonna be a bitch to get that back in there. Okay, and then I will proceed to remove the battery wall. Okay, I got the old battery wall unbolted, and we just have to kind of get all these wires and stuff off of it, man. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. So so you can see the spacer here. I think this is the spacer you're gonna need for this breaker here. Okay, I wonder if that breaker is still good. I've never popped the breaker, by the way, guys. Yeah, okay. So yeah, the breaker is gonna have to come out. And you have to do it while it's in the bike too, by the way. What a pain in the butt, man. Yeah, okay. Man, this breaker takes up a lot of space. I would love to get rid of this breaker, man. I understand it's there for a reason, to protect the wiring, you know. But yeah, not a big fan of it. Alright, I'm going to snip the wiring right here. The zip tie. Okay. The zip tie is out of there. Okay. So now the wires should be free now. Okay, it is. Now we just need to take the breaker out, and I need a small, very small Allen for that. I don't know why you can't just reuse these spacers. Why would they give you another spacer? Okay, there's another zip tie right here for this wire. Whatever wire this is. What is this? Oh, it's the wiring harness. Let's connect to it. Okay, I'm gonna have to snip it. I know you guys can't see what's going on. Right here. Right here, there's a zip tie that goes to the main harness, okay, where all the accessories are connected to, where it branches off. I have to snip that off. Okay, now it comes off. Hallelujah! I got it out, guys. Okay, FYI, those are the bolts that hold the breaker in. All right, guys, they're teeny tiny. All right, and they are all the same size, so you can interchange it. Yes. Okay. They're very rusty too. I think they're made out of stainless steel, so except for the bolt, except for the nuts, apparently. Okay, so this is the spacer. That I think that purple thing is what you're supposed to use now. Okay, so we'll use this one instead. We'll use everything that we got with it. So here are the two battery walls side by side. Okay, there's the prickly. That's the stock one. All right, this one still has the stuff on it. I'm gonna go and sanitize this. All right, basically, I'm just gonna take the bracket off and this little plastic dealie here. Okay, this thing seems like it's got better days. All right, and I'll give you some observations between the two. We'll compare the two, and then we can weigh them also. Obviously, this one's gonna be lighter, all right, because it's made out of like freaking paper. Okay. Right. Okay, the plastic battery support is a 8mm nut and a 3mm Allen dealie. Okay. Well, it hasn't come loose after so many years, guys, so did a good job. So we'll see. Okay, there's the battery support. And now it is sanitized for the most part. Minus the brackets on the side here. Okay, there's the two side by side, guys. Alright, you can tell one is much shinier than the other. Alright, one is just kind of black. Alright, it's very light. We'll go weigh it in a second. Alright, so it's got the same holes. The thing is that this one has these kind of like, I don't know, cutouts, speed holes to make it lighter. Fluting, I don't know. Well, this one has the prickly logo, I guess. Alright, so one thing you'll notice is that there's nothing to, if you could probably drill a hole here and here if you wanted to use the zip tie to mount those wires. Alright, I believe this wire is the power cord, all right, the power cable, the plus minus for the battery and the controller, and then this one is the harness. All right, this is the wiring harness for the rest of the bike. Okay, so it doesn't. The zip tie goes from like here to like right here. Okay, guys, and there's nowhere to put that over here unless you use this, but these are being used. Okay. These are the lower mounts right here. Okay, you can see this one's all bent and shit, man. What have you been doing with this 80s big? Yeah, this, I've installed a controller on this bike like a gazillion times. All right. These two holes are for the battery support, the plastic battery support. These two are for the tilt sensor. All right, tilt sensor bracket. Okay, you can see. I don't know. It's not too deformed. Looks fine. But yeah, it is really like it's made out of like paper, guys. What did I tell you? It's super light, but it's not super strong either. Okay, and then these are the mounting holes for the breaker. Okay, guys, and then obviously this is what's missing from this one. All right, the ears. All right. Okay, here's the other side. So interesting to note, you don't need this. All right, you don't need the plastic foam support. Is what I've learned, because they kind of add something on there. They have these little spacer thingies here, or rubber dampeners here. All right, that takes the place of this. Okay, so I don't know. You know what? I did buy the plastic. Right, remember it was $6, but you know what? Let's use the ones that come with it. Okay, you cannot install both of them at the same time unless you. Yeah, so these are special holes. These are not the same holes that are on here. But anyway, you could take these out. All right, they just pop right out. All right, it's just like a little, you just press them in type of thing. All right, so here's the back of it. All right, it's got like a one-way kind of plug on it. You know, it's kind of like a drain plug, sorta. Those rubber drain plugs. You can take these out and then you could install this if you want to. Okay, but let's try this out. We'll see how long this lasts. Okay. I feel this foam probably does a better job of like supporting the battery. All right, guys, but it's got this plastic thing also, so you don't really need all that much support for it. If you ask me, Sur-Ron kind of over-engineered that part. Okay, so we're gonna go with this. All right, but I do have it. All right, if I did want to install it, you can remove these and then put this on there just like that. Okay. Yeah, so these holes are the holes for the bracket. So these are the holes for the breaker right here, up here. Okay, pretty cool. It does make it easier to install the breaker if you don't have this. Okay, that's my guess. All right, but it's $6. It's your choice if you want to. If you can find one, you can install one on this. All right, you can't. I don't think you can really take this off and put it on here. Okay. Because once you take it off, you probably can't put it back on. Okay, so unless you glue it, and hopefully it comes out in one piece, right? Okay. Okay, guys. So yeah, let's just weigh this thing, and then we'll go ahead and install the new one. Okay, I've got my handy dandy postal scale here. All right. So we're gonna go put the let's put the stock one. All right. Stock is 5.4 ounces. 5.4, 5.6. That's fluctuating. Let's go with 5.4. All right. The prickly one. All right. And this one is complete. It has the ears. And yeah, that's about it. Whoa, it's a lot heavier. It's 13.8. It's literally more than twice the weight. All right. So this is going to add a little weight to the front of your bike. Hey, you know, it's gonna add structural rigidity, I'll tell you that, and it's much stronger than the stock part, right? And you can support stronger, heavier batteries, is what I want to say. Okay. Okay, so 13.8 and 5.4. So yeah, it's like literally double the weight. All right, guys. Which is, it's fine. All right, you've already added a shit ton of weight to the bike. You might not add just a little bit more. Okay, it's time to go install a new one. All right, so we're not gonna. So these are the parts that broke off the other one. We're gonna need these little threaded inserts. All right, so get rid of that. You're not gonna need that anymore. But I'll put that in my broken parts wall. All right, so okay. So the first thing is we'll install these inserts. Okay, they just slip off like that. And it goes in like this. Okay, you might want to pinch them so they don't fall out, because it looks like it wants to fall out. Daggum it. Maybe it goes on the other side. I don't know, man.
on there. I'm going to squeeze it so hopefully it doesn't come off. It still wants to come off, man. I don't know, hopefully that... They just fall right off, guys. They don't want to stay on anymore. What the hell, dude? Nothing goes right. You know what I can do is I can glue it on there. So it'll at least kind of stay, you know? But it doesn't want to stay like it did before. Let me see. Let me see if I could scrunch this part here. Oh, shit. It's not good. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna glue it, guys. Let me get the glue gun out. This sucker don't want to stay, man. While we're waiting for the glue gun to get hot, we're gonna install this guy. Okay, that's the way. That's exactly how I took it out. Can you flip it over? Probably. It looks the same. All right, but I'm gonna install it the same way I found it. So I'll take this out so I don't lose it. Flip this around, and we're gonna install this. Okay, just like that. Put the nuts back on. You don't need any kind of locking compound because these are locking nuts. Okay, and just install it. Let me do it. Okay, I'm just gonna make it snug. It's quite a bit sticking out on the other end too. Okay. And we're gonna go ahead and install the bracket. Okay, the tilt sensor bracket. Okay, snug it. Can really go to town on it. This is not going to bend very easily. Okay. All right, and then the last thing we need to install is the these guys. All right, I'm going to glue them on. All right, guys. All right, guys. See what I'm doing here? Okay, I got a hot glue gun here. All right, and I'm just going to glue it on there. All right, just like that. Try to fill in all the gaps. Right, I know it looks ugly, guys, but it's going to be inside the bike, so I don't really care. Okay. That way it'll keep it from falling out, and it will kind of keep it from, yeah, it'll keep it from backing out, basically. All right, and I'm going to put some down here. I know it looks awful, the glue is everywhere now. What a mess. What a mess, I must confess. Okay. Let's put the sign on. Okay, and this glue is not very strong, so if I did want to take it out later, I could, okay? But you kind of don't want. I don't know why then they just put a weld a threaded insert into there, man. They, you know, they went through the great lengths of making it easier to install by getting rid of that rubber thing, right? The foam thing. But yeah, you know what you could do is you could cut the foam so it fits just around this part here, so that way you have support on the top and the bottom here. But oh, whatever. I suppose this is good enough to support the battery, you know. All right. So there you go. That's it. I can clean up these little tails a little bit. Alright, but as you can see, they don't fall out anymore, guys. Alright? It's on there. It's not going nowhere. Alright, did I put it on there right? I don't know. We'll find out when we we try to install the bolts. Alright? I have to go find them too. I don't remember what part I put them. And then don't forget your little plastic spacer thing. I don't know how the hell we're going to keep this in here, man. Should I just glue this on here too? The breaker's on the other side, so the spacer should be on the other side. This thing only goes one way, guys, so you gotta find the right way. Alright, there we go. Okay. It's kind of funny that they... Why not just use the ones that came with it, you know? But yeah, you know what? I think I will glue it on there so it doesn't fall off. Okay, but just make sure it's on there. Alright, guys, so see how that's the whole thing. And then when you remove, if you're gonna delete the breaker later, you just get rid of it, okay, guys? I'm totally gonna get rid of that stupid breaker. I hate it. There's not a lot of space in that area, you know. Okay, yeah, like I did with the inserts, I put the spacer on with the glue. Okay. Yeah, I could have probably just put it on the back and then stuck it on there, but I just kind of welded it in a couple places with the glue. Okay, that's all. Alright, it's easily removable, alright guys, so if I wanted to take it off later, it wouldn't be a problem. Hopefully I won't break it. It seems like it's a bit fragile. Alright, why you couldn't just use the original breaker pieces, I don't know, guys. Alright, okay, I'm going to go try to install this guy now. Go ahead and install it. I'll kind of talk my way through it a little bit, but nothing too crazy, alright. So, I've got the... So I guess we don't need the plastic spacers anymore. Alright, so we're gonna get rid of those. It seems like 3 of them have the washer. I think the only one that doesn't have a washer is the one that holds the wiring harness on there, okay? For the battery. Let's see if we can get this thing installed. So it's gonna go this away, guys. Alright. And then we're gonna get our battery here. The battery wire. Well, there's not a lot of space to work with here. Oops, some of the glue has already come off. Okay. Put 2 of the bolts through the thingy. Okay. One. I think once you get them on there, it's pretty easy. Okay, there's 2. Okay, 2. 3. And the last one on the bottom. 4. Oh, okay. There you go. Okay, one of these has, okay, this bottom one here. Alright, the bottom one has this wire clamp on it. Okay, you're going to want to get that on there. That's the only one that doesn't have a washer, guys. Okay, that I know of, unless I lost it. Which I probably did. I don't know. I would think it should have a I think it should have a washer, man. Yeah, let me put a washer. If anything should have a washer, it should be that, because it's on plastic, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put a washer on that. But I only recovered 3 of the 4, so I totally want to get rid of it later. I think I lost one of these. I'm gonna go find a washer to put in there, okay, guys, just to make it pretty. Okay, I got myself a teeny tiny little washer here. I think that'll do the trick. Put that on there. Okay, these don't need locking washers because these are nylon locking nuts. Okay, I'll just go ahead and tighten all the bolts. Remember, it's a 5.5 and a 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench. All right, 5.5 socket, 2.5 Allen wrench. It does look cooler with the purple spacers. Okay guys, now it's pretty much ready to install. Alright, you just install how the old one was. Oh yeah, hold on, I'm missing something. Okay, I've got the bolts that go on the top. Alright guys, I've got those ready. And I'm just going to go ahead and install it. I'm going to try to clean up these wires too while I'm at it. I hate this shit, man. This stupid fuse wire has been... Dang, you know what? Does this fuse even do anything? That's a good question. Okay. Fix that problem. I wouldn't worry too much about the zip ties. Oh, you know what? I think it's harder to install now. Alright guys. Alright, so one thing about those cutouts is it made it easier to install the battery wall, and now it's gone, so we'll see how this goes. So I always install the bottom one first. This thing's kind of sharp. It's kind of cutting into my hand. Well, not too bad. It feels like there's more space to work with, actually. So maybe it's a good thing. Okay, actually I'm not going to tighten it all the way yet. I'm just going to make sure it's kind of seated a little bit, and then we're going to push the top in and then put the top bolts in. There's not a whole lot of space back there. There you go. And just give it a little slap there to get it in place. All right, I'm checking the holes out on the sides here of the frame. Yeah, so we're like at this part, okay, now, guys. I'll make sure the holes are lined up. They're pretty close. There you go. Okay, make sure it's nice and snug. Okay, and there's one more thingy right here. I hope the hole's already lined up. Yes, it is. It's threading in just fine. Okay, make sure it's nice and snug. Alright, that wall is on there. Almost. I need to tighten the bottom one now. Again. Okay, and then I'm going to finish tightening the bottom ones. All I have to do is get the long end now and just torque it down. Okay. Just make sure it's snug. Looks good. Alright, then the other one right here. Okay. Alright, nice and solid. Okay, so for the most part it's installed. Alright, it's on there. Nice and solid. Wow, that is solid, man. That's not going anywhere. So if anything, it'll add some rigidity to your frame for sure, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the controller and we should be done. Alright, I'm not going to get that on video, but yeah, just install your controller, guys. You should know how to do it, depending on what controller you have. This was an EBMX X9000, alright, guys? Alright. Right, guys. I think I effed up. I think I installed the tilt sensor bracket back upside down, so I need to install it the right way. Dang it. It's not. It won't be too hard, but I have to uninstall the controller again, man. All right. Anyway, I'm not gonna get it on camera, man. It's such a pain in the butt to install this controller. I hate this controller, man. But it works great, so I can't complain too much. All right. All right, ta-da! There you go. It's done. It's all in there, guys. What a pain in the butt. Yeah, I installed the tilt sensor bracket backwards, man. I hate that thing, man. But there it is. It's on there. It's actually further back in there than it was before, because I don't remember this almost touching the frame before. Yeah, look at that. It's literally touching the frame right there. But it's good, man. Pretty good. All right, I like it. So there it is. It's on there. You can't tell it's on there until you look inside the battery compartment. All right, guys. So there it is. That's what it looks like after it's all said and done. What I could do is I could install the foam if I wanted to. All right, we'll see if I want to do that later. This foam goes like that, right? So if you wanted to, you could just trim it. You can just cut the parts where it's touching the rubber thing. All right, but it might give you actually some more space to put the battery in. That might be good, because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's hard to get the battery in there. So okay, so let's go final check, guys. We're gonna put the battery back in, fire it up. All right. Okay, this seems a little tidier in there. I'm gonna flip the breaker on. Okay. We'll be installing the same battery that I took out. Okay. This battery does not like to go in here. Okay, there you go. Slid right in. It's a little persuasion. Alright, looks good. Batteries has a little bit of play up and down, but that's okay. That's fine. Yeah, what I'm noticing here is the bolts for the breaker are touching the battery. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good thing. All right. Yeah, I don't like that. So I don't know. Maybe you might want to put that foam thing back in. We'll see. Hades Mega will inspect the battery after a while, and we'll see what that does. Okay, I kind of don't like that, man. That the the bolt is like pressing into the battery like that. Okay. But yeah, let's continue to install it. Okay, this one has a breaker on it, so it's like I have two breakers, so. Okay. Turn it on. Close the lid a little bit. And we'll fire it up. Hopefully it still works. Alright, turns on. Just fine. I'm gonna fire the bike up, put it on race 1. Alright, give it a little throttle. Okay, good to go. Okay, you guys can get a look at the battery in there. Alright, as you can see, the little rubber thingies, they do nothing, guys. Really, they do nothing. It's only the plastic thing that's holding the battery up now, okay? Whether I like that, you know what I might do is, I think I'm just gonna take those rubber things off. It looks like they don't do anything, man. I don't know why they put them there, because they don't reach the same height as that plastic support thingy, okay? So really, the only thing touching it right now is a support, all right? There's nothing to cushion the battery except for that little plastic thing, all right? And the battery, mind you, the battery is tilted forward a little bit, so it's putting a lot of pressure on this wall, all right? You can see it right here. Check that out, okay? That's it right there. It looks like it's pushed a little bit farther back. It wasn't like that before, but maybe that's how it was supposed to be originally, all right? But the battery fits in there just fine, all right? It's a little loose, is what I'm gonna say, which is okay. Verdict is out on whether I want to install the foam pad or not, all right? I have it, I can install it, all right? It's much thicker than this, all right? I'll tell you that. Or, yeah, I don't know. I would feel better with the pad in there, but maybe it might actually, maybe we could just uninstall that. What do you think, guys? I would have to take everything apart again, though, if I did that. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. I think if you wanted more space in there, but yeah, the battery will be riding on the bolts and stuff. It wouldn't be good, right? So it's not touching any of these bolts, but like I said, the breaker looks like it's pretty close. All right, it's gonna bounce around on that those breaker bolts on the top, but on the bottom breaker bolts, they don't touch. All right, these little rubber thingies, they don't touch the battery either, so they're like kind of useless. They don't do anything, guys. I don't know whose idea that was, but I think the foam thingy, the original foam thingy for the Sur-Ron, it works better, all right, because it's in there. But maybe this will give you a little more space in there, all right? Because I'm not gonna lie, these batteries are kind of hard to get in there sometimes, all right? Sometimes people get rid of this tray here also, if the battery is too damn tight, okay? But there you go, all right. Alright, he's Mega here, and I'm done installing the prickly front battery wall, or battery mount, or battery bracket thing, alright? I don't know what the freaking they call it. I call it a battery wall, guys. That's what I call it. It's the wall that holds up the battery, alright? It's in there. It looks like it's pretty solid. I am impressed by the prickly precision fabrication, alright? It's pretty much exactly like the Sur-Ron one. It's just a stronger material, okay, guys? And it doesn't have the holes to put the zip ties for the wires. Was that an issue? No, I don't think it's an issue, okay? I was able to get the controller in there with all the wiring and everything just fine. I am planning to delete that breaker in the future, alright? It's just such a pain in the ass, man. I wish there was more space back there, okay? I think I may install this in the future, because really those little rubber thingies, they don't do anything, okay, guys? So I might install this, alright? But we'll see how the battery is in there, okay? Some batteries might be tighter than others. That one is a pretty small battery. It fits in there kind of loose, so like the stock battery. So yeah. But anyway, I'm glad that the bike is fully mission capable again. I'm not gonna lie, I raced with it like it was before, and the condition it was before. So yeah, but it did okay. All right, it wasn't a dirt bike race or anything though. So yeah, the bike wasn't really subjected to a lot of bumps and jarring and all that stuff. Okay, but there you go. It's pretty good. You don't have to worry about it rusting or anything. It's stainless steel. All right, shouldn't rust too much, is what I'm gonna say. And it's much stronger, all right, and it should add some rigidity to the front of your bike, okay? Because that, I'm not gonna lie, that old battery wall, dude, that thing it's flex mania, man. Its only purpose was just like to hold the wires and stuff and the battery from falling out, all right? And now you have a much stronger battery wall, okay? That's how Sur-Ron should have probably made it in the first place. Okay, but I'm not gonna lie, it's hung in there for about 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. Yeah, it's been in there 6 years. All right, through the worstest of conditions and stuff, and it finally broke. All right, when I did the last controller install, the little wings, the little ears fell off of it, and yeah, so, and then you can only install half of the bolts, and that's not good. Okay, so. But yeah, it should add a little strength to the front of your frame, so that's good. All right, and if you decide to get a heavier, stronger, heavier battery in the future, it should be stronger. All right, it should be able to hold it up much better. All right, that very well may be what broke it. Okay, okay. So it took me about 2 hours. All right. Maybe a little more than 2 hours to do it. All right, and I was filming video and stuff. The little screw, the threaded brackets, or the threaded inserts that go on the ears, I glued it in, okay? I think that was a good idea. I also glued in the spacer so it wouldn't move. Yeah, so I think it's a lot easier. Yeah, it was a lot easier. It made it a lot easier by gluing it in. And I used hot glue to just keep it in place, okay? And it's easily removable in the future, guys. So if you wanted to undo it, all you have to do is pick that glue off, right? That glue's not permanent, all right? But I just put it there just to hold it in place, all right? And it worked really good. So there's a little tip when you're installing the breaker spacer.
and those inserts, glue them in with hot glue. All right, because especially the inserts, the insert did not want to stay in. All right, I was like, oh, this is just gonna keep on falling off, man. It was I think it's thicker. It's thicker. The wall is thicker than the old one, so that's probably why it doesn't want to stay on there, right? You can't. It doesn't have much to clamp onto anymore because it's thicker now. So okay. All right, and there you go. You can get it for $80, I think, at pricklymotorsports.com, or I bought it from Segron Universe. All right, and I also got this at Segron Universe. All right, if you want to put the original foam back on, like it was before. Okay. I'm looking at buying another battery in the future, so maybe I will hold off on putting this back on. Okay. But it should be really easy to get back on there. Okay. Okay. Thanks for watching. That's my show and tell and install video for the Prickly battery wall. All right, that's what I'm gonna call it, man. The battery bracket wall thingamajigger. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. It's Miguel. All right, it's Mega here. This is this update for the Prickly battery wall dealy. So I've decided I don't think I'm gonna keep these little rubber bumper things. They don't really do anything, guys. All right, so check this out. I've got a battery here, and we're going to install it. And I'll show you how much it touches. I think if your battery is really tight, then yeah, go ahead and leave those, because they don't really do anything if your battery is kind of loose. So my battery fits in there kind of loosely. It fits a lot like the stock battery. Okay, if I can get it in there. Oh, I forgot this battery is tight with these knee pads. Okay, I got it. Okay, and so if you look here on the side, those bumpers like do nothing, guys. There's just a big gap here, you know. I think if you needed more space for the battery, you should take that bumper thing, the plastic bumper thing, just take that out, because like that's the only thing that's touching it, that's holding it, if you're gonna use these little bumper things. Okay, now the batteries I have are really loose, you know, so see there, you can still move it front and back. So I think if you have, like, I had an EBMX battery in here one time, and it was very tight. So I think that's what I would have done, is take all that plastic stuff and the little foam thing. I think I'm gonna put the foam in. All right, I just bought the reason I didn't want to do it is because I was looking to get another battery, and I got that battery now. So let's check that one out. Okay, if you have it. Oh god, what the freak. Funny thing is, the new battery, if it's looser than this one. Why is this one so chunky? Okay, I got a Chai battery here. Chai Gladiator 72 compact. There it is. Okay. And it's very loose, actually, guys. Look at it. Look at how much I can move it front and back. Not much side to side, but definitely front and back. There's a lot of movement. Okay, so I'm gonna put that foam in there. If your battery is really tight, I suggest don't put that stuff in there. Okay, but look at how much space there is. All right, and it still fits with the plastic bumper thing. So I think we're gonna keep the foamy thing in there. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and install it. Okay, so another thing why I don't like these little bumper things is they come off. All right, one of them just came off right now when I took the battery out. All right, it's sitting right here. So yeah, I'm totally ditching this. They do nothing, guys. All right, they do nothing if you have this thing here. All right, so I think if you need more space, all right, guys, if you need more space front and back, then go ahead and take this out. All right, don't run this. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the foam. But you kind of do need it because the battery's gonna touch these screws. All right, so you need something there so you don't touch these screws, because if these screws rub on the battery, it's gonna scratch your battery up and stuff. So yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the foam in. Okay, guys. So I took them all out just now. Okay, I got some alcohol here. All right, alcohol.
Go clean this area up here. I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna go heat this up with the heat gun before we stick it on there, but I'll take the backing off right now. But it's just gonna go on there like this. Okay, and then there's the 2 holes for the screws right there. Okay, go back. I'm gonna go heat that up with my heat gun. Okay, I think the most important thing is you want to line them up with that screws and the square thing. It's kind of hard when it's sticky. It is kind of hard. Okay, there you go. Okay, piece of cake. Just get it in there. Okay, so let's go put the battery back in real quick. Maybe, I'll hold it down for like 10 seconds first. Okay, and you'll definitely need access to these when I take this breaker out. I'm planning to do a breaker delete, so we're going to put the battery back in, see if it's more snug. Okay, and yeah, it definitely feels. It still moves a lot, as you can see. It still moves front and back quite a bit. All right, but yeah, it actually does something now. Okay. But there's still plenty of room, so yeah, I definitely want to have that bumper in there. Okay, there's plenty of room front and back. So, all right, there you go. So, okay, does it still come out easily? Yep, sure does. Okay, there you go. The one that I took out was still in great shape too when I took it out, so no problem. All right, well there you go. So I wound up putting the foamy thing back on. I got this foam at Segron Universe. All right, they carry them. So if you need them, they're the same place I ordered the battery wall from. Okay, is it still on there tight? Okay, there you go. Install done. So yeah, if you need more room, you could take that stuff out. But remember, it might rub on these the screw heads, all right, or the bolt heads, and that's not good for the battery. Okay. All right, here we go.